Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I thought I'd do a kind of different video today. I've had a few comments in the past where people have basically said that my commentary may be a little bit, I don't know, not very natural, not very like, I don't know, just doesn't really sound right. So I thought I'd kind of do a live video. So this isn't scripted. This is just completely kind of live, I suppose, or semi-live, because obviously it won't be live for you guys. But yeah, so today I thought we'd maybe make a kind of farm fields, kind of some farm fields for this little kind of settlement. I wouldn't really call it a settlement because it's only a couple houses, but this is kind of the area I'm using to make my tutorials. So here we've got the worker's house, or I suppose in this kind of context it would be a farmer's house, and then we've got kind of like a larger cottage here, and then obviously got the carts and stuff. So I kind of want to build this area up and add some more farm fields. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. So I'm going to start with, and I think this is really important, is planning. Planning is really important with a build, because if you don't really have a plan, like, sure, you can make it work, but it'll be kind of difficult in the long run, depending on if you want to like change things around or add new things. So we're going to add in some kind of fields here. So the magenta wool kind of represents the outlines of fields. So I'm going to have kind of a smallish one kind of going up here, and I don't want to get rid of this natural landform here, so I'm going to kind of make it work. So it's going to go along the edge of the kind of, I wouldn't call it a cliff, but kind of a steeper part with the rocks and stuff. So that's a field there. Now regarding this area, I want to add kind of two big fields taking up this area here. These ones would be wheat fields. So I'm going to have to remove the trees. So to do that, I'm going to use world edit, because I world edit on my server. So if we do slash, I haven't used world edit in a while, slash mass oak underscore leaves and birch underscore leaves. Okay, so this brush will basically mask the oak and birch leaves that are on the trees. So now I'm going to do a brush of it's going to be a sphere brush, it's going to be air, and it's going to have a size of 5. So that means it's basically a size 5 sphere that will get rid of the leaves, hopefully. There we go. So this basically allows you to clear a lot of clutter quite quickly. I'm not going to go all the way back, I don't want to remove the entire forest, but I will get rid of this tree here, because it doesn't really make sense for the kind of the forest to be quite thick up until the field. Like kind of on the sides I suppose it looks alright, but towards the back I kind of want to be able to see up the hill, so I'll just leave that. Now I'm going to do slash mask oak underscore fence birch underscore wood oak underscore wood. I think no, okay. There we go. Okay, so this should get rid of the wood now. There we go. Awesome. Minus those, obviously. Right. Okay. Okay. So yeah, now we have a clear area. Oh, I destroyed this tree here. That's not good. I'll fix that later. Okay, so we're gonna mark out the fields here now. So I basically want to have kind of one big field, but it's going to be separated down the middle. Actually, depending on how it looks, I might not do the separation. It just kind of depends, really. So yeah, I'll just bring it up here. Yeah, and then I'll bring it in, and then wrap it around kind of here. Okay, so this kind of marks out where I want the two kind of fields to go. Now I can always add kind of more here if I want to, but obviously the path only really ends there for now. Later on it will kind of carry on, hopefully, if I develop this world even more. But yeah, so here we got our two kind of fields here. So the next stage I kind of do is I build up the walls with cobblestone or any material really. I rely heavily on world edit now, so it kind of makes the whole process a lot easier. But when I was doing this sort of stuff in survival, I'd basically go around and just mark out the edges with cobblestone. Now it's a subjective process, I think is the right word. Like you can make it work with the terrain. Like you don't have to be kind of shackled by your original planning with the magenta or whatever wall or whatever thing you used to mark out the walls. You can change it, and it is flexible like that. Because obviously the stone walls during medieval times would not have been very kind of I don't know, neat. They wouldn't have been neat, especially kind of poorer farmers. They wouldn't have really cared, I can't imagine, about having kind of neat walls. So you can kind of make them look rough, and yeah, just make them look rough. I think it looks better like this anyway. So once you've kind of got an outline of the wall, you kind of want to make the grass work. My general rule is, if you're doing like wheat and stuff, you want it to be 2 blocks high. So if your wheat's kind of planted here, you don't want it to be like this, you want it to be kind of 2 blocks. So bring this up all around here. Now obviously later on you can kind of add like elevations and stuff with slabs, and that kind of like adds more detail and kind of, yeah, it makes it look a lot better. Okay, I think this looks quite good. So as you can see, I've kind of got like 3 kind of plateaus almost for the wheat to sit on. So you've got the kind of the bottom one, and then the middle and the top. I think that it's good to kind of have height variations, because like if you've got a big field like this, then kind of having a large flat spaces works. Whereas if it's kind of a small one, then it I don't know, it kind of works, but I personally don't think it looks that right. So the next thing you want to kind of do is add cobblestone stairs and slabs. Now these kind of allow you to add a lot more kind of shape to the wall, and this is where you can kind of be quite a lot more. You can add a lot more detail to the walls. So when it comes to these kind of declines, I like to add slabs, and depending on how steep the incline or decline is, then you add stairs. Kind of smoothens the wall out a little bit. For areas like these where it might be a bit where it's kind of like when it kind of looks like this, I sometimes add stairs as well, and that kind of works. When you've got kind of big flat areas like this, what I like to do is I like to add a kind of 1 block every now and again. I won't add it here because it's really steep here, and these bits will become cobblestone. So you know, these are already quite steep, so you don't really need to add anything to the top of these, but kind of around the tops like this, I like to add extra cobblestone, and then you can kind of go in here, add that, and then that kind of gives you an idea of what the wall might look like, kind of in odd parts around the whole kind of deal. So yeah, I'll just kind of get on with this. And you can kind of, there's no real method to this, it's just whatever feels right to you. Like, yeah, it's hard to explain like how I kind of do this, because I just do, so to speak. Like I just build. But you can kind of see what you do, and what you might want to do and what you might not want to do. Like you kind of get a feel for what looks right and what doesn't look right. Like for example, like I may put a bit of cobblestone here, but then you don't do this. Just don't have dirt underneath. It just does not look right. So like you kind of want to make it look like it's supported. So this kind of works. But then again, I don't like having that because it looks almost like a staircase. So I'd probably go in and maybe add that, and then maybe add a slab on top and then a slab there. So that looks a little bit better. I don't know, I'll probably go around and change that. Maybe remove that, and then yeah. But see, now it looks a little bit too, it's like a 2 by 2 kind of corner, so you want to add a bit more here, and then there, and that grass block looks out of place. So yeah, you see what I mean? It's kind of like a knock-on effect. You change one bit and then suddenly you have to change a whole section of wall. It's one of those things where you have to really like tweak and kind of mess around with. It's unlikely you'll be 100% happy with it. You know, it depends on the terrain really. Like I've kind of picked a dodgy kind of area because I've never really done one against a kind of well, not a vertical but a steep kind of incline before, but it still works. So when it comes to these walls as well, one thing I forgot to mention was that you don't really want to have 1 block high bits unless they're kind of the entrance to the field. So this could potentially be an entrance. Yeah, you know, I think I'll make it an entrance. So I tend to make the entrances to my field kind of 3 blocks wide, or you can make them whatever size you want really. And then what we'll do is I'll get yellow wool. I tend to use yellow wool to mark out paths. So what you can do is we'll have a path, say, come just wrapping around the wall here, just kind of flows in nicely. So what we'll do is we'll just build up the walls here, kind of add that there, maybe that. Yeah, that works. I like that. See, I didn't really do much, but it makes a big difference. It's better than having a flat wall that kind of wraps around the wheat field. It adds a lot more, I wouldn't say complexity, I don't know, it just makes it more detailed. So I'll have this as the entrance. We'll work on the path, I think. So, as you saw in my previous video with kind of like the five details kind of video, it's good to have kind of detailed paths, and particularly with a farm, the path's not going to be like made out of stone brick. It's not going to be a kind of, I don't know, a city path or like a road. It's going to be rough, it's going to be worn, and it's just not going to be the neatest neatest bit of road. So the good thing, and I love this part about Fwip's texture pack, is the petrified oak slabs turned to coarse dirt. That's brilliant. It's a brilliant addition. I love it. It really makes, it's just, as you can see with the path, it makes a brilliant kind of addition, especially when mixed with cobblestone slabs, although I haven't actually done that here. Well, yeah, it looks good with the cobblestone slabs. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so that doesn't really look right, but I think what I'll do later on is I'll go in and there's something I can do there. I'll maybe add like a stack of wheat or something. Links back to the previous video, you know, trade goods. Adding the trade goods works, so I might add a stack of wheat there. I think that would work because it would contrast nicely against the cobblestone wall. Anyway, so when it comes to hydrating fields, and this is something that's really good with kind of Fwip's petrified slabs, is I can just, using waterlogged blocks with 1.13, I can just hide any kind of water puddles on each of these plateaus, and that's just really good when it comes to fields. I mean, alternatively, what you could do is you could always use spruce slabs, because spruce slabs work as well, because once the wheat's grown up around them, it looks really good. But, you know, I'm just using petrified oak slabs because, you know, they work. And as well, like what I've done with these fields over here is you can add birch leaves on top as well, because the fields, I mean, the majority of them would probably be quite neat, but, you know, it's okay to add a little bit of extra detail, you know, some bushes around. It actually looks quite good, to be honest. Kind of little bramble bushes. Yeah. So now I'll just plant the wheat. Build edit's a bit finicky. If you use like the same wooden hoe if you use a wooden hoe and you've already got it kind of equipped with a brush or whatever, it will be a bit odd when you try and till soil. So yeah, now I'm just going to plant the wheat here. But yeah, guys, if you could give me like some feedback on live videos, because honestly, normally everything's like I got a script, I've like pre-recorded the building, so it will run smoothly. I've never done live videos before, so I can imagine a lot of people are going to be like probably not going to like it. And I don't know if I'll do it all the time. It just depends on how people feel about this one. I mean, obviously there's room for improvement, because I am the kind of person that waffles a little bit. So yeah, just give me some feedback in the comments or on my Discord server. Subtle plug there. But yeah, just any feedback's greatly appreciated, really. Yeah. I think a thought I'm having as well is this is actually probably a lot better than my other tutorials, because it's kind of more of a conversation. I think that's what a lot of people were saying. You know, my other tutorials, they I suppose they're alright, but they don't feel like as much of a conversation. Right, okay, so yeah, I've just done a little thing here. So a good thing to do is like, don't have the crops coming right out to the edge. It looks alright, but it doesn't look right in my opinion. Because it doesn't really make sense for it to not be so neat towards the edge, because people will be walking here. So I like to kind of incorporate some more of the path blocks kind of going almost into the field, and I feel like that kind of works well. So yeah, so we've got the wheat planted there. What we'll do now is we'll do a bit of texturing. Now I love texturing. I feel like it really is like a massive step into making, like when it comes to making your build look a lot better. So we're going to texture the wall here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do /mask 4. 4 is the ID for cobblestone. And then what we'll do is we'll do /brush sphere, and we'll do 22. Now, bear with me, because this is what I do with all of my builds, but 22 is lapis, so this is going to look odd, but it'll work, trust me. I'm not so bothered about the fact that it's changed the path blocks, because once I've kind of finished texturing, it'll all look pretty good anyway. So yeah, so now what we can do is we can do /mask 22. So now this will only mask 22. It just allows me to clearly see what's going to be masked, and also because I want to incorporate cobblestone into my texture. So if it's already cobblestone, it will kind of mess that up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do /brush sphere. Now I'm going to do diorite, andesite, stone, cobblestone, mossy underscore cobblestone. Now obviously you can write out the numbers for these, but I don't have that good a memory. I can only remember like half of those, so I'm just going to do it like this. So now we have a brush that has those kind of blocks. Now because I haven't put percentages, it will evenly kind of distribute, like have an even percentage of each of those. So now because I'm masking lapis, if I click on these, it will turn the wall into those blocks. So as you can see, it looks really good, I think, and it's really easy to do with World Edit as well. Now you kind of get bits like these that don't really look alright, or they don't really have any mossy cobblestone, for example, so you might want to go in and kind of tweak here, kind of make alterations, or here even where it's a little bit mossy cobblestone heavy, so I might go in and kind of replace some of the mossy cobblestone. But I think overall, like, this maybe looks a bit heavy with cobblestone, but overall I think this kind of wall looks really good. Yeah, I think it looks alright, so yeah. I'll add those kind of hay bales to the outside here. I have no idea where hay bales are. I think they're in the normal blocks. There they are. So yeah, we'll add a kind of a stack. That doesn't really look right. See, that doesn't either. So what I might do is I might just add a... I know what we could do. Makes sense, you know, farmers would have fertilizer to the crops to make them grow better. I don't know if they would have done that so much in medieval times, but oh well. I'll do it anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just got a little crate here. Now the soul sand kind of represents kind of fertilizer, I suppose, and that kind of works, I guess. It looks alright. Maybe add some more wheat in there. And that's just one of those things where it's like kind of adds to the life building aspect of your builds. It's kind of just, you know, it makes sense for there to be some bundled wheat or whatever, or some fertilizer that farmers would use on their crop. It just makes sense, really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bone meal all of these so you guys can see what it looks like, and I'll build the other field as well, and then we can kind of have a little look and kind of conclude the video. So yeah, I'll be back in a second. Hey guys, so we're back. I've literally waited like half an hour for this wheat to pretty much completely grow. Not all of it's grown, but you get the idea. So as you can see, I've done the wall of this field. I've textured it. I've added the slab, stairs, etc. I've also done a little bit of tweaking to this one. I realised the walls, I know I'm going against what I said earlier about 1 block high walls, but I feel like in this scenario, having kind of smaller walls really worked because of really works better than the taller walls because of this kind of steep part here. So I lowered the walls all around, and I think it looks a lot better, to be honest. I think you guys would agree. But yeah, I did the original process with this wall, so brought up the cobblestone, you know, added the slab, stairs, textured it, and yeah, so you kind of get an idea of what a larger wheat field would look like. Got the path going in, but yeah, this is how I do my wheat fields, and this can be applied to lots of different methods as well. So you could do like strips of carrots, strips of potatoes, strips of beetroot, whatever you want to do really. You could even, and I've never done this before, so I might have to do a separate video on it, even incorporate pumpkin patches or melon patches as well, depending on what sort of crop you want to be growing in your build. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. This is a very different type of video, I know. It's a lot longer as well, so if you've managed to hang around till the end, then, you know, well done. You've managed to listen to me for 20 minutes. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Make sure to join my Discord. If you want to talk to me there, ask me questions, you can message me on Discord, message me through the server. I don't really mind, to be honest. You know, I'll always reply as long as I'm not busy, that is. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Leave some comments down below as to what you want to see next. I work on videos when I have time, obviously, because, you know, I've got lots of stuff going on in life, and I've got college, and, you know, I've got lots going on, so I make videos when I have free time. So, you know, just suggest some ideas, and I'm sure I'll get around to it at some point. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe and click that notification button so you don't miss out on any future Minecraft tutorials. Feel free to check out my social media links in the description below for updates and more, especially my new Discord server, which you should totally join. Thanks again guys, I'll see you in the next one.